Yeah. All right. There we go. Yeah. What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the rapid reaction of Nxt Takeover 36. Last night I said SummerSlam was a bit disappointing for me. I thought it was an average show, but I thought it could have been better. This one did not disappoint, as normally takeovers do not. Um, Who knows what change? Well, we know what changes are going to be happening with NXT, but who knows what, where the brand is going at. Tonight was about talking about who was going to lead NXT into the new era, of NXT. So a lot of talk about that and what's going to be happening. So it is what it is, but let's go ahead and let's talk about it. Let's start with the kickoff show. Ridge Holland versus Trey Baxter. This wasn't like a really kind of a competitive match. This was a showcase for Ridge Holland. He did his thing, showed his power and his strength over the smaller Trey Baxter. 1, 2, 3. Ridge Holland wins. 1 star. Afterwards, they do a little promo. Again, he was with Pete Dunne, so they're keeping their style together, as you can see. So that was that. So then we go to the main show, and we start off with the $1 Million Championship. LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. If Cameron Grimes loses, Ted DiBiase is the butler for LA Knight. And this was a really good match. You guys have great chemistry. Really good stuff together. Love the fact that Cameron Grimes came out, took off the butler outfit, and he had the $1 million, tights on and everything like that. So he was kicking it. LA Knight came out there with his thing. Some really good action. Um, I think they messed up a little bit the spot where Cameron Grimes somehow he like flips him upside down or something like that and hits him with a slam. I don't know how. I try to watch that in slow motion one time. I don't know where he does that, but but they kind of messed that up. Otherwise, it was a really fun match. Came down to the close to the end where LA Knight went to get the $1 Million Championship, and it was taken away by the official. And then Ted DiBiase got involved punched him, and then he took the belt, gave it to Cameron Grimes, so Cameron Grimes could pose with it, distract the referee. He put LA Knight in Another Dream. Because Cameron Grimes hit the double stomp and the victory. 1, 2, 3. He wins. He's the $1 Million Champion now. And yeah, so really fun. We'll see where now they go with Cameron Grimes. Ted DiBiase doesn't have to be his butler. Fantastic stuff. 3.5 stars. Yeah, that was really good. Just again, missions like I just said, they have great chemistry, and but I don't need to see that. See them again. Now it's time for them to go their separate ways. Time for Cameron Grimes to move on. Time for LA Knight to move on as well. Next is the NXT Women's Championship. This is Dakota Kai versus champion Raquel Gonzalez. Dakota Kai turned her back on her, wanted the NXT Championship, and I was really, I was really wondering where, struggling when I was doing my predictions. Because by the way, I predicted both Ridge Holland and Cameron Grimes to win. So right now I'm 2-0. So I was trying to figure out why was the where was the where were they going to go with Raquel Gonzalez? Were they going to because it seemed like she had beat pretty much everybody there on the roster. So so were they going to go with her, or were they going to go with Dakota Kai, who would seem kind of fresh? Fresh, and she could have the new stuff over there. But she was up on, the main roster doing shows and being a babyface. So it was, yeah. I just didn't have, I just didn't know what it was, what was happening, what was going on. And I was predicting, so I predicted Dakota Kai would win. That did not happen. Okay, Gonzalez won. But this was a pretty good match as well. I had this at 3.5 stars too. I thought they were working some good stuff. I thought it was interesting. Like, they didn't do the thing where Dakota Kai was scared of Raquel Gonzalez. They didn't do it like that. But they had her where she was going to, and she was trying to do things, to get her off the ground and try to, to do things that, take advantage of her quickness on to counteract Gonzalez's strength and size. So I liked that. I liked they were doing that. Um, it's a great point. At one point, Dakota Kai hits that running around the ring kick that she turned on the Gonzalez, and Gonzalez goes to the outside, and Dakota Kai tries to bring her back in, and she's having trouble with it because she's a 6 foot, 150-pound woman, and she's not, and Dakota Kai is, 5 something and 100 or something. So it kind of just is what it is, and it was a fun watch. It really was a great finish. I like it too. She went for the round the corner thing and kick again. This time when Raquel Gonzalez was on the top rope. Except Raquel Gonzalez caught the foot, brought her up, and off the second rope, jumped off with, I think they were calling it the Chipipa. I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything that makes it wrong either. But yeah, she hits it with her finish move, and bam, 1, 2, 3. Gonzalez wins. So I guess that now sends Dakota Kai onto the main roster. Um, and that leaves Raquel Gonzalez back in NXT. But who's going to be her next opponent? Possibly a woman who came out after, whereas Raquel Gonzalez was closing, is former NXT UK champion Kaylee Ray, the longest reigning NXT UK champion. Women's champion. We'll get to the longest reigning UK champion in a second. But she came out there and she made her presence felt out there. So maybe what's next for Raquel Gonzalez is Kaylee Ray. So with all these cuts and all of these things, there is some talk. There's not a little bit of it, but there's some wonderment about maybe what's going to happen to NXT UK. Would that be dissolved fully? Would that be done for anything like that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what was going to happen over there. Um, with all of the people who are on NXT UK, a lot of them have come over. Tony Storm, Rhea Ripley, um, Kaylee Ray, Walter, and Ilya Dragunov. They came over, for a match. I'm not sure if they're gonna get anything over. The Imperium have been over here wrestling as well. So you just never know. So uh, hmm, hmm. So it's interesting to see what's happening with that. So will that be part of the changes to NXT? Will they close that brand? We'll have to wait and see. But next up, man, I have to go back and look. I got my notepad here, and I have to go back and I have to look. And You know, it's I don't know if I have any. I don't know if I have my themes from earlier this year. I have to go back and look at the. Yeah, I may have to go back and look at the. Go back and look at go look at my rapid reactions. Excuse me. But from what I can see right now, we have our first 5-star match of the year, and it's this one. It's Ilya Dragunov and Walter, and it's just incredible what these guys do to each other, what they guys do to themselves. The chops and stuff. I don't know how. I don't know how Walter just chops people the way he does. He must have. Who's the guy? Somebody I can't forget. Uh, Somebody nicknamed the '80s wrestler in the '80s was nicknamed Hands of Stone, and that's what most Walter must be. Walter must be like Hands of Brick or something because when he chops you, it just immediately leaves an impression on you, and and you wonder like what. Well, and he just chopped the living hell out. He a dragon off. And it was just. It wasn't as brutal as the one that happened last year, 10 months ago. It wasn't as brutal as that match, but it was just crazy. They're just chopping each other in the back of the neck and it just and it's it's just it was crazy, but it was fun and it was entertaining and it was just the great story about how the things that they were doing to just do each other for Walter to hold on to the NXT UK championship and for Ilya Dragunov to beat NXT UK champion. They said that the only loss Walter had in NXT UK was to Ilya Dragunov, and that was back in 2020. Um, so then I guess that led to their title match, which everybody just oh my god, mind was blown. And then now we have this one 10 months later, and the package they showed really showed that Ilya was because of that law. Ilya just kept going down that road of losing it, and so it was, and he was doing things that went out of his character. Loved it a lot, and so this match was just fan fucking tastic. It was truly just amazing to see these guys do their work, and I loved it. And I loved the finish. I did not pick Ilya to win, but I loved the finish as Ilya locks in a sleeper hold or a choke, and by goddamn Walter tapped out, and it was just incredible. And uh, this is crazy, y'all. This is insane, and just wonderful work by both of these. Again, I don't know what's up with them. What they're gonna do with them. Walter would be he is Vince McMahon's wet dream. I think he is Vince McMahon's wet dream. He would be a perfect perfect heel to hold it. As long as they continue to do these two championships, he would be right now they have Roman doing this way, you know, and he's perfect on the road too. But Walter would also be perfect as the guy, the heel to hold the championship, you know, for several years, you know, and 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 all these guys who are already made, like Roman and Rollins and things, and Lashley, are just are not able to beat him. Even and my God, what if we got the opportunity to have Walter versus Lesnar? Holy fucking shit! Oh my God, Walter versus Lesnar. Oh, I don't. I don't know. I truly, I'm speechless because it's Walter versus Lesnar could given 20 minutes could just blow the roof off of any stadium they put that in. God damn it! Let's put that in. Let's put that in Texas. Gonna be 100,000 people in Texas. Let's put that in Dallas, Texas. Let's do that. Book events. Walter Lesnar. Oh man. So yeah, Ilya won. Like I said, first 5-star match of the year. Um, really, really good stuff between those two guys, and yeah, nothing else to really say about it. Next was the undisputed finale: Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, three stages of hell. First match was a the first match was a regular match, and Kyle O'Reilly won that with a roll up, which I like. 1, 2, 3. I do. I like that. I like that because see, if you're gonna finish something with like a finisher, right? Then it doesn't make sense. And, well, I guess you can say it doesn't make sense, because it could make sense, but I think it's better. I think it's better for a match that's going to have multiple falls, for some falls not to be come out to finishers, for it to be roll ups and pinfall and things like that. So I liked it. The first match, first wrestling match. O'Reilly wins 1-0. Cole has a great shocked face look on him as if to say, "Oh my God, he beat me." Cole has a look as saying, "Yes, I beat you now. Now who's going to go, 2-0?" So the street fight happens, and they start to bring in the weapons, the trash can, and the steel chair, and the kendo sticks, and everything like that. And at one point, Colorado is going up to the top. Adam Cole knocks him off. He falls on the thing and hurts his stomach. Um, and then Adam Cole starts working on the stomach. And at one point during the street fight, Cole has two chairs in the ring. He sets them up, and then Colorado and come they do some stuff, and then Colorado goes to the top, and Adam Cole throws him off the top rope onto the chair, standing up back to back. So basically, they land on the top of the chair. I guess you can't see mine, but it's on the top of the chair, and it's like boom, and it's just, and he hits his back. Adam Cole goes for the last shot, hits it 1, 2, 3. It is now 1-1 with the steel cage to follow. And Adam Cole, before they can bring down the steel cage, he power bombs him on the outside. He drives him back in, works him over a little bit, but Colorado tries to wake up out of it. Hit some things like that. Adam Cole gets some handcuffs him to the ropes to beat him down. But somehow, some way, Colorado locks in a one-armed heel hook. Adam Cole taps out. Um, yeah, I was actually surprised that was the finish. I was actually surprised at the finish, especially in the way they finished it. Um, yeah, yeah, really surprising. It's a good match though. I'm not surprised at who won. I was sure that O'Reilly was going to win because Adam Cole, as a lot of us already know, um, he has a thing. He's his contract. He's only had a contract run out. So at this point, we don't know. Oh yeah, I should mention. I forget it was in if it was in the regular. No, it was in the street fight because he used the kendo stick later. But he can't say he put on the lockjaw for Brick Breaker. So I don't know that if that was him saying, "Hey, I'll see you Wednesday," on AEW, or if that was just him showing love to his girlfriend, Beyonce, um, whatever it may be. That being said, yeah, this is Adam Cole's last match in NXT, and who knows what's next. Like I said, we'll wait and see. Because he's contract is up, he can just walk on to AEW on Wednesday if he wanted to. So and he doesn't, and then he doesn't have to wait 90 days or 30 days or anything. He can just do that. He can walk off. It could be like Jeff Jarrett. Sunday, he was wrestling China, and then Monday night he was on Nitro. you know, and it could be the same thing for here. Sunday, Adam Cole's on NXT, and then Wednesday he can be on he can be on AEW. He can also tomorrow night walk right on to Monday Night Raw. We just don't know. We're obviously we'll find out soon enough where Adam Cole will be, but his last match in NXT was a good one. Went out the way the Adam Cole would have liked to have gone out. The 4.5 stars. Again, that was incredible. Kyle O'Reilly won. Crowd was kind of booing O'Reilly. Not only when he won, but throughout the match. And that's a seemingly thing. Adam Cole has been so liked by the audience, that it was always very hard for them to get him to be a true heel. He was always a very true heel, and I can't never remember Adam Cole doing one of those promos where he would talk down to the audience. So, he would say something like, "You're as stupid as these people out here," or anything like. I never heard him say that. But he had pretty much the heel pretty much all the time instead of the 6. He instead of the 6 months, 6 to 7 months that he had as running a little bit baby face, where he faced Pat McAfee and things like that. In the stuff they had earlier this year as well. We ran into. So otherwise, he's pretty much been a heel since he stepped into the NXT doorways. But again, really good match, and we'll see what's next for Adam Cole in professional wrestling. And finally, the NXT title match, Karrion Kross with Samoa Joe. This was fine, very fine, very reasonable. There's 3 stars, but I do think that maybe Samoa Joe wasn't ready, as maybe could have been. He seemed a little bit slower than he had ever been. He did maybe seem like he was a little bit more out of shape than he had been in the past. But we got to forget this guy hadn't wrestled since early 2020. He hasn't wrestled since early 2020, and so it's over. It's probably over 15, 16 months of him being on the shelf, being not able to wrestle. And don't forget, we had earlier this year he was even released as well. So a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening. But Samoa Joe came out and he was good. Karrion Kross was fine as well. They kind of messed up on a power slam. Like Karrion Kross may have dinged his head on the ring on a power slam, but still, it's didn't affect the match any. I thought it was very good, and I chose Karrion Kross to win because I was trying to figure out how they were going to do it. Did they really want Samoa Joe to, did they want Samoa Joe to have the championship? Were they going to do some other stuff with Karrion Kross? Would they, later, I chose Karrion Kross, but Samoa Joe won. He hit him with the muscle buster of all things, something that was banned after Tyson Kidd had that neck injury that had ended his career. So he beat Karrion Kross, becomes the first 3-time NXT champion, and we'll see where they go with there with Joe. So and really, to be honest with you, when I was selecting, I should have known because this company loves, Dakota Kai is going to be on the main roster. She lost. Karrion Kross, going to the main roster. He lost. And of course, Adam Cole either going to the main roster or going to AEW. he lost, and so it obviously makes sense. I knew better. I shouldn't have chose Dakota Kai or Karen Cross, but that was on me. So I lost those two. I won the other four. Kyle O'Reilly, Walter, Cameron Grimes, and Rich Holland, and then I won my extra credit one of being Gable Stevenson gets physical over this weekend. I selected no. He only showed. Yeah, I thought for sure he was gonna be on NXT, like the show I did, but he only was there at SummerSlam. Um, so um, that's it. That's a 5-2 record, including the extra credit for NXT Takeover 36. So again, here let me do some quick math here. Because after last night, um, I was 67-20. So now I would be 72-22. 50 games over 50, 50 over 50 over 500. 50 over 500. That's really good in predictions. Really, really good. So yeah. I have done a good job on predicting, and I enjoy it, and it's been real fun. So I like that. So yeah, that is it for this record reaction of NXT Takeover 36. Really fun night. And now we started over again tomorrow night. It's Monday Night Raw. We get to see what happens. So gonna be fun. Gonna be a very interesting week. I'm sure CM Punk will be on AEW Dynamite. I will not be watching that or Rampage. It's for those who missed anything that I said. I talked a little bit of it on my predictions video. I did Saturday morning, but I'll mention it here right now. I adore CM Punk. I love, I just I'm one of his many fans that he has, but I'm disappointed he's in AEW, and at this point, I cannot support him because of everything that is going on with people out there focusing, giving bullshit to WWE, and not giving the same bullshit to AEW, the same shit that they do over WWE. So cannot support that at this time. Um, hopefully one day would like to. Hopefully one day I'd like to see CM Punk back in WWE. That's what I really would like. For him to be back in WWE. Not to wrestle because he's getting older himself, but be back doing something because he's great. He's great at everything. So yeah, we'd like to see him back in WWE. Hopefully he'll get back there one day. Anyway, that is it for me tonight. It's your boy AJTRIP signing off. For those watching on the replay, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys thought of NXT Takeover 36. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. It is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.